Luther was my first musical guest. And I said, Luther, forget the diet stuff. We love you like you are. Stop playing those games. Look us up. We love you.
In the world of music, certain voices resonate through generations, touching the souls of listeners with unparalleled emotion and skill. Luther Vandross and Martha Wash are two such voices. Vandross, known as the Velvet Voice, was celebrated for his silky smooth tenor and romantic ballads, while Wash's powerful, gospel-rooted vocals became the backbone of some of the most iconic dance anthems of the 80s and 90s. However, despite their tremendous talent and undeniable impact on the music industry, both artists faced harsh scrutiny regarding their weight. Rather than celebrating their vocal brilliance, critics and the media often focused on their physical appearances, overshadowing their contributions to music. This scrutiny not only affected their careers, but also highlighted the entertainment industry's pervasive bias towards body image. Luther Vandross's journey to musical stardom was anything but conventional. Before stepping into the spotlight as a solo artist, Vandross worked as a background singer and vocal arranger for artists like David Bowie, Diana Ross, and Chaka Khan. His big break came when he released his debut album, Never Too Much, in 1981. The title track became an instant hit, showcasing his impeccable vocal control, rich tone, and unmatched emotional delivery. Yet, as his popularity soared, so did the public's focus on his weight. Throughout his career, Vandross's fluctuating weight became a topic of public discussion. Despite being one of the most influential voices in R&B, the media often reduced him to headlines about his size rather than his musical achievements.
You know, my record company, J Records, used to always insist, oh, you got to, because I used to say, I don't want to talk about that. I don't really want to speak on that. You know, that's a personal struggle. And they would always say, yeah, but it's like a human interest story and everybody wants to talk about it. And I'm saying, yeah, but what if I talk about it and gain any of it back? You know, then I have to carry that type of paranoia. So that's one of the reasons I don't really like to talk about it. I want to live my life, not narrate it.
Vandross struggled with emotional eating, a coping mechanism stemming from insecurities and the pressures of maintaining a certain image in an industry fixated on physical appearance. In interviews, he openly discussed his battle with weight, admitting that his self-esteem was heavily impacted by societal expectations. This struggle led him to go on numerous diets, resulting in significant weight fluctuations, which only fueled more media attention. The music industry, particularly in the 80s and 90s, placed an enormous emphasis on looks. For many artists, image was as important as their musical ability. Vandross, despite his unmatched talent, was often overlooked in conversations about mainstream pop music because he didn't fit the conventional mold of a male pop or R&B star. His fluctuating weight became more of a talking point than his countless awards, hit records, and mesmerizing performances. Yet, Vandross's music spoke for itself. He crafted songs that became timeless classics such as Here and Now, A House Is Not a Home, and Dance with My Father, which earned him 4 Grammy Awards, including Song of the Year. He redefined contemporary R&B with his lush ballads and masterful storytelling, yet the industry and the media continuously placed more emphasis on his body rather than his voice. Sadly, Vandross struggled with diabetes and hypertension, conditions exacerbated by his lifelong struggle with weight and stress. He suffered a stroke in 2003, which severely affected his health, and he passed away in 2005 at the age of 54. Though his music remains a lasting legacy, it's unfortunate that his career was riddled with unnecessary focus on his weight rather than his artistry. Martha Wash's story is equally powerful and, in some ways, even more heartbreaking. As one half of the Weather Girls, she delivered the powerful vocals behind the hit song, It's Raining Men. Her vocal prowess was undeniable, a thunderous, soulful voice capable of shaking dance floors worldwide. Yet, despite her extraordinary talent, Martha Wash faced a different kind of scrutiny. Her weight wasn't just criticized, it led to her being erased from her own work. In the late 80s and early 90s, Wash provided vocals for multiple dance tracks, including Black Box's Everybody Everybody and C+C Music Factory's Gonna Make You Sweat, Everybody Dance Now. Both tracks became massive hits, dominating the charts and dance clubs globally. However, when it came time to shoot music videos and do promotional appearances, Wash was nowhere to be found. Instead, slim, conventionally attractive models lip-synced her vocals. Record labels and producers believed that Wash's fuller figure didn't fit the image they wanted to portray for these dance hits.
You were fighting for your voice and fighting to be heard, and not only heard, but respected. Did you feel like you were fighting alone?
I did. I did feel like I was fighting alone. It's been going on for decades. As quiet as it's kept, it's still going on now.
They gave your voice to Italian group Black Box. The model's name was Katrine Hinol to sync your vocals.
I was made aware on TV. I'm saying to myself, do they really think they're going to get away with it? We called my attorney and started to make some noise about that. But Black Box, we eventually settled, and that's how I got my record deal.
Martha was my inspiration.
Yeah, Martha.
She was my inspiration.
This blatant erasure was not just about fat phobia. It was about the industry's refusal to acknowledge talent unless it came in a marketable package. Wash fought back, filing lawsuits that eventually led to legislation mandating proper credit for vocalists on recordings. Her courage not only exposed the industry's discriminatory practices, but also paved the way for future artists to receive due recognition. However, the emotional toll of being hidden and dismissed based on her appearance was significant. In interviews, Wash has spoken about the pain of being invisible despite having a voice recognized worldwide. The experiences of Luther Vandross and Martha Wash reveal a harsh double standard within the music industry. While male artists historically have had more leniency with their physical appearances, Vandross was still subjected to intense scrutiny. For female artists, however, the standard was even more unforgiving. Wash's erasure and the industry's refusal to let her be seen highlight the extreme pressure on women to conform to narrow beauty ideals. It is telling that while numerous male artists in rock, blues, and even R&B were allowed to be overweight without major career repercussions, Vandross was relentlessly criticized. Meanwhile, Wash was outright replaced by slimmer models, as if her voice alone wasn't enough to grant her a rightful place in the spotlight. This double standard extended beyond just music. It was a reflection of society's larger obsession with equating thinness with desirability and success. Today, the narratives of Luther Vandross and Martha Wash are more important than ever. In an age where body positivity is gaining momentum, their stories serve as reminders of the barriers that once existed, and, to some extent, still do. Their struggles highlight the importance of recognizing talent without the filter of societal beauty standards. Despite the challenges they faced, both Vandross and Wash persevered. Vandross's music continues to be celebrated for its emotional depth and vocal brilliance, and Wash is now acknowledged not only for her powerful voice but also for her resilience and activism. They are both testaments to the fact that true artistry transcends physical appearance. The music industry has evolved, but remnants of its past biases still linger. While there is now more acceptance of diverse body types, mainstream media and record labels still often favor artists who fit conventional beauty standards. Vandross and Wash's stories highlight the need for continued progress and recognition of talent over image. In the end, their voices broke barriers and touched hearts, proving that talent is not measured by size, but by the soul and passion behind the music. It is time for the industry and audiences alike to focus on what truly matters: the music, the message, and the undeniable impact of these legendary artists.